What's going on, wrestling fans? Tony Mango here, welcoming you to another edition of the Internet Wrestling Community Outreach as part of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast for the week. We're going to be starting things off with the Smark My Words, which is the fan-submitted comment of the week, and this week's winner is going to be Silent Wind of Doom for a comment that he left during our live chat for Roadblock, which, first off, many thanks for posting that up while I was too busy to be able to actually put that up there for you guys. So right there already worthy of winning for the week. But he also left a comment that made me laugh, which was during the Sami Zayn Braun Strowman match. They had that 10-minute time limit, and everybody was kind of curious about how that was going to work out. And his suggestion was Sami Zayn pins Braun in 9:50. Mick tells him it doesn't count because he didn't last 10 minutes, yada yada yada. Sami Zayn becomes Spider-Man. Great reference to the beginning of Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi one, and the normal canonical situation when it comes to that kind of a thing where he's fighting Crusher Hogan in the comics, although it was Bonesaw McGraw in the movie, so they had that little switch up between Hogan and Randy Savage. And he doesn't make the 3 minutes in the ring thing because he beats Bonesaw and whatever. So I cracked up when I saw that. I thought that was really fucking good. So Silent Wind of Doom winning for that one. Great job there, buddy. And big thanks to not only Silent Wind of Doom, but everybody else who left comments all over the place on YouTube, sent us things on Twitter, and of course the aforementioned group on Facebook, which is facebook.com/groups/themegamaniacs. And if you don't know by now, I don't know why you don't, but that is where we do everything throughout the week. That's not only just the live chats for the TV shows and the pay-per-views and such, but it's also where I put polls up, where we just share memes and different things like that. So if you're on Facebook, make sure you sign up for that group. You definitely are going to be having fun when you go there. We're going to be taking care of the mailbag this week, but if you want to start sending in your mailbag questions for January, I'm not too sure when we're going to be doing it, because that's more than, a couple of weeks away. But the sooner that you send them in, the better, because that way I can just backlog them, and then we'll make sure that we get around to them. And you can do so in a couple different ways. You can either send us a tweet at SmarkOutMoment with the hashtag mailbag, or you can send us an email through the contact form of the website. That's the best way out of all of them. But if you want to send us a question, whether it's wrestling related or not, mailbag's the way to do it. Anything you guys send in is going to be taken into consideration, and we usually answer 95% of them that we get sent in. Maybe sometimes we don't if it's something that we've answered a bunch of times in the past. Sometimes I might reword them a little bit to make it a little bit more interesting, but usually we try to answer everything that you guys send our way. So go ahead, pick our brains, and get to know us in more intimate ways that you probably shouldn't need to know. We are in the holiday season right now, and as I mentioned before, if you're in the spirit of gift giving and all that other kind of stuff, hopefully you're giving to many charitable organizations. But if we're going to try to continue on with what we do throughout every single week and talk about our side of charity kind of things, if you are so kind as to help out Smark Out Moment in the monetary side of things, then you can do so with the PayPal donation button, the YouTube fan funding module, or you can sign up through Patreon. Or you can buy some t-shirts, mugs, notebooks, stickers, and other things that are on our Redbubble and TeePublic shops. We have actually 3 TeePublic shops. One is for Fanboys Anonymous, and one is A Mango Tees. The Redbubble, I think we only have one of them, if I'm remembering correctly. I might have lost track of that a little bit. But you can find a bunch of different things there, lots of different designs. If I think of more ones, I will upload them sporadically. So just keep checking there. And if you find anything interesting, go ahead, pick something up. Because all the money that goes from that goes directly into my ability to be able to fund this stuff going forward. So it's a win-win situation, right? You can also help spread the word about the website in a couple different ways, such as the Sign Me Up initiative. For that, all you have to do is go to a wrestling event and bring a sign that says Smark Out Moment, take a picture of yourself holding it up at that event, and send it my way. Or, the most important thing of all, you can help us grow our audience with our social media accounts by retweeting and following us on Twitter, liking and sharing our posts on Facebook, giving the YouTube videos a thumbs up, subscribing if you haven't already, leaving comments, which is more important than ever. That not only keeps the discussion going and keeps people coming back to talk about the different things that you're leaving comments about, but it's also something that's going to help with the SEO because YouTube is valuing that much more now. And you can also share different things with different friends that you have, or you can post things on Reddit or message boards, try to get other people to follow us. All that stuff's greatly, greatly appreciated. It all helps out quite a bit. And the same thing applies to Fanboys Anonymous, my spot for movie reviews and other nerdy things like that. So if you want to geek out with me on that kind of stuff, head on over to fanboysanonymous.com, follow those Facebook and Twitter accounts, and of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel and all the other kind of stuff that I just mentioned a minute ago. That brings us to the major topic of the video, the wrestling trivia question of the week, otherwise known as the Ask Him. Last week's question was about Tribute to the Troops because, well, Tribute to the Troops was happening around that time, so it seemed like it was rather fitting. And the question was, who is credited as having come up with the Tribute to the Troops idea? Apparently, according to sources, it's JBL. So that's not too surprising. He's been very much into supporting the military and stuff like that, but I would have thought that it would have been a Vince McMahon thing. That's kind of odd that JBL had to go to Vince and go, hey, how about we do this kind of a thing? But it's a good thing that he does it too, because they've been carrying this on for 14 years. Nice little tradition to show your support for the troops and stuff like that. Who said what? Who got it right? Who got it wrong? Everything else like that. Christopher Marin says Tony Mango or Putin. I don't know about the Putin thing, but rest assured, I did not come up with the idea. Dominator39R, JBL, when he was kicking the Blue Meanie's ass, was it like that actual day? Like he's sitting there, punching Blue Meanie and he's going, what would be great? This Tribute to the Troops idea that's floating around my brain right now. Bobby Lesnar G86 guesses correct with JBL, and Peter Piccinini guesses correct with JBL, and Declan Macri throws out something that probably would have been even more fun, but Iron Sheik. Oh man, can you imagine an Iron Sheik inspired Tribute to the Troops? I think that it would just be insanity. So I really would love to see that, if not just for like one train wreck episode, So that brings us to this week's question, and since we have Christmas coming up in a few days, depending on when I publish this, I'm not too sure if I'm posting this Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon, whatever. I wanted to do something based off of Christmas, and the first thing that popped into my mind, and your question for this week, who were the good Santa and bad Santa in 2013's Battle for Christmas? If you think you know the answer, or you want to leave a guess, or you want to throw anything else out there in the comments below, go ahead and do that, and I will tell you next week, or actually I won't tell you next week, because that should probably be the end of the year awards. So, maybe I'll leave a comment. Maybe I'll do a very, very quick, 1 minute episode of the IWC Outreach. I don't really know for sure. Either way, somewhere down the line, you guys will know the answer. And that's going to be it for this week's edition of the IWC Outreach. I want to thank you all for listening, and I want to remind you all to do all the things I mentioned before about subscribing if you haven't already and all that other kind of stuff like that, following us on Facebook and Twitter, giving the video a thumbs up, leaving your comments, blah, 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 blah. Keep staying tuned in the channel and the website for more, everybody. Our main event for this week is going to be the mailbag questions you sent in for December, and I'm not too sure exactly when that's going to go up, because I'm not sure when we're going to record it, but if you have not seen it posted yet, try to get your questions in there. If for some reason it's just missing the cutoff, maybe I'll leave a comment or something like that. But for now, this has been another Smark Out moment, and I'm being counted out.